So, this is a voiceover. This was done after the attempt at baking and feeding it to my friend. Um, the original video was supposed to have the audio with it, but unfortunately, I forgot that there are a lot of other noises in the backgrounds. So, since I could not be bothered to edit all that, I am going to be doing a voiceover. So, the list of ingredients included cocoa powder, flour, eggs, salt, baking powder, sugar, and a little bit of melted butter. So, আমি এই পার্টে basically সব কিছু ঢালা শুরু করছিলাম. So I started with sugar and then proceeded with flour, and there's the child. That's my baby cousin. Anyways, আমি হলো প্রথমে চিনির আর চিনির বেসিক্যালি ওই মাখনের ইয়াতে লিকুইড মাখন বেসিক্যালি লিকুইড বাটারের মধ্যে দিয়ে তারপর গোলানো শুরু করছি অ্যান্ড আমি এখানে পুরো চামচ দিয়ে করছিলাম বাট আই ডিড হ্যাভ আ বিটার লাইক যেটা হলো লাইক গ্রিপ করলে আর কি বেসিক্যালি বিটারটা অটোমেটিকলি ঘুরে instead of like the battery ones or the normal hand ones. আর ওটা I misjudged how strong that thing was because আমি যখন আমি যখন আম, ওইটা দিয়ে ঠিক মতো বিট করা শুরু করছি বেসিক্যালি মেশিনটা দিয়ে যে দেখা যাইতেছে মেশিনটা um, আমি যখন ওইটা দিয়ে করা শুরু করছি yeah, all the mixture just started flying everywhere. So basically আমি just আমাকে এসে জিজ্ঞেস করলাম like before I use the mixer I said oh আমার কি আমি কেন এই হাত দিয়ে করতেছি মিক্সার দিয়ে ওকে মিক্সার দিয়ে করলে কি সুগার ঠিক মতো মিশবে আসলাম যে করে দেখি আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে সো আমি ছোট বাটি থেকে বড় বাটিতে নিচ্ছি অ্যান্ড দেন হলো আমি attempt করছি sincerely which went wrong very quickly. And let me remind you, it's really hot inside. Um, it's actually crazy how hot inside my mask was, and I was not. Basically, what I was doing was I was trying to record the whole process, but like there was supposed to be a tripod. Okay, my brother had a tripod which I was going to use, but the tripod like was broken. So simply put it was broken, and I couldn't use it. The end of the story, essentially. So yeah, so I had to like improvise. I had to use my hands, and then I just go, you know what? Yeah, you guys can suffer. You can look at me while while I try to mix the thing. Anyways, that's that's where I start using the mixer, and you can see me flinching away because it started to shoot all the sugar and butter directly at me, which was really weird. And yeah, then I said, you know what? Yeah, I mean, just I'm going to mix সব উড়ে যেতেছে. I was like, কি? I was like, yeah, উড়ে যেতেছে. আমি তো কিছু বলতেছে বেশি fast. I was like, I was like, I'm like বিশ্বাস করতেছিলাম, especially because it's just like my first time baking, and my mom was not happy with how I was doing stuff. Disappointing, I know. But anyways, তারপর পার্টে আমি just yeah, I was using the mixer, but I didn't use uh, the lever thing to actually make it spin. So I was like using it manually instead of instead of making a spin to use it the way it was supposed to be used. Yeah, and that's literally how I beat the whole thing. Well, I eventually stopped using this one, and I my mom also has a manual one, and then I like started to use my hand and do it, and it was kind of funny. And yeah, this is kind of crazy. Well, that's yeah, that's me grabbing my phone. I'm basically recording everything on my mother's phone, but that's me grabbing my phone so that I can look up the recipe. But my phone stopped working at that point. So essentially, I have my mom's phone to record, and I want to like see the recipe again. So I'm like reviewing the footage and the voiceover as I go on. So I just got done with reviewing the last clip, and the voice does not fit to the clip essentially. Yeah, basically. And I am cringing at myself already by reviewing the footage like this because I'm making a lot of pronunciation mistakes. I am speaking like an influencer, and that's weird because I'm like saying, "Oh my god, that was crazy, guys," and I'm using the word essentially every time. It's weird. So yeah, in this clip, I'm just we are mixing the mixture. Is this time right now it only has sugar and butter in it, and yeah, nothing else. Basically. This is one of the more longer clips. In this clip, I'm showing the actual mixture. This has flour in it, cocoa powder. So this is two cup, two one. So yeah, this is half portion flour. So like half a cup, 3/4 cups of cocoa powder. There is supposed to be a tablespoon of soda, baking soda, and sorry, wait. It was 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and fourth teaspoon. Why am I stuttering? I do not stutter usually. What? Anyways, uh, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. There, I was supposed to add vanilla after I mix the thing with the mixture of butter, egg, and sugar. That mixture. After I add this with that, and yeah, it was not that much of a. That was This was quite uneventful. Unlike the next one. The next one is going to be quite annoying. So, anyways, don't worry. I had to scrape away the excess flour because I dropped some, like an idiot. And don't worry, I didn't waste that much. Hopefully. So yeah, over there I'm just trying to measure how much flour. I'm like asking my mother back and forth, like how much should I add, and yeah, and you can see I'm wearing my mother's apron, and honestly, I liked the way I looked in this. Yeah, so I'm just adding the flour, and I'll be adding the cocoa powder in a bit as well. In the meantime, I do want to talk about something. So, originally, I wanted to make a lemon cake for my friend. The main premise of the whole thing, the main deal of it was that I would bake a cake for my friend. Uh, because like every year I give him a gift. In the last 2 years, I have been giving him gifts which are like made by myself, like a teddy bear. I made him a teddy bear, and the year before the last one, I made him a teddy bear. Or was the last one? Anyway, and the last year, I think I also made him chocolate. The chocolate was not good. I actually messed up the chocolate, so it was extremely gooey and it did not solidify. And I have like me and that friend has a have an inside joke. Basically, my friend has a girlfriend, and when he like I basically compete with her, like against her, and she doesn't know anything about this. I just joke with my friend about this. Like I will make something better than her, and I will treat you better on your brother than she does. And so this time I asked him during our exams, like, "Oh, what kind of cake do you like?" He said, "Any cake." So at first I wanted to make a lemon cake because I never had a lemon cake, and I kind of thought it was unique. But then after my exams ended, I was like, "Yeah, lemon cake's just too weird. Let's try some chocolate cake." So I searched up chocolate cake recipe, and one of those times I saw a post of a basically in a YouTube short. It's a recipe. It was a recipe for brownies, but instead of brownies, it was like showing how to make brownies. But the actual message of the short was about Palestine. And yeah, I guess I always bring Palestine into everything. I guess. Anyways, it was about Palestine. The main thing was that in Gaza right now there is no food. Gaza has officially ran out of food, and the 8 trucks are still being blocked in the borders. There are almost 9,000, and I think there are actually more. But last time I checked, it was almost 9,000 trucks being stuck outside of the borders of Gaza and West Bank. Um, and it's kind of dystopian in a way. Like you have seen something like this before, and you say that you have learned from your mistakes. And I'm obviously referring to the Holocaust. Like obviously that was a genocide, and this is, if not worse than that, it's exactly that, if not worse. And it kind of baffles me. Usually, my my whole feed stays inside of the Gaza and Palestine. Every time I look at stuff like that, I feel sad because I feel kind of useless, and it's weird. Because I know, like, it's nothing to do with me because I did not start this, but I feel like I have failed as failed as a human. We have failed as a human being, as humanity. I don't think we are ever going to recover from this. This is going to be a taint, and so many innocent lives, and the fact that they lied, like the IDF, they lied, the Israeli government, the army, USA, the 40 beheaded babies. Remember that accusation? They couldn't find any proof, and then they decided to just ignore it. They didn't even apologize for spreading that propaganda. And now reports actually show that Israelis are doing that. Maybe not using a sword, but a sword or knife, but they literally. There is a report of a mother who had who had a child, and she brought what it looks like a plastic bag. Only pieces of her child's skull could be found, and a few fingers. That's what they had to bury. And you're telling me that the world is going to sit silent? Children dying of hunger, bombings, gunfire, gunshots. Anyways, I guess not. Anyways, the world is going to remain silent for a lot longer than anyone would have wanted, and it honestly sickens me like, in USA the students are protesting, the majority of people are, but the people in power are not moving, and it's honestly sickening. I don't know anything to say. I guess what really really makes me feel weird is that how can they be part of the human race after being shown facts after facts after facts, sufferings, and they deny. They lie, they deny, and they stay solid on their decisions. I think I've seen a few of the parliament meetings of UK where the president denies their complicity in the genocide about supplying of guns and stuff, which honestly is nothing new, I suppose. People are always like this. The history will always repeat itself. The West will never be in the right side of history. So I would only ask one thing of you guys, my friends especially. Please do not get desensitized about this. We have been seeing this year after year, and I know right now it just looks like an every other day, and it looks like it's another Tuesday or another Sunday. But to them, it's it's hell. Every day they wake up and they feel like I don't know. I can't imagine. But don't be desensitized. Don't think that you cannot do anything. Don't think that you ignoring them won't hurt them or anything. Keep your sympathy. Keep your sympathy for them. Your prayers for them. Even if you cannot donate, if you even if you cannot help, you can pray. You can spread awareness. You can battle the misinformation online. Do whatever is possible. Let us move on to a bit more fun activity, I suppose. Let's not be so gloomy. And yeah, I wanted to do a FAQ. I don't have that many questions, but there are a few. Most of them are jokes. But yeah, I still want to like do this because I had this in my mind, so I'm going to do this. So suck it. First question from my frequently asked questions is, if I went outside yesterday, and this is from my friend Ficus. TLDR, I'm going to be naming my friends with inanimate objects so that it's more funny. From Ficus asks, did I go outside yesterday? Who did I go out with? And what did I do? I did not go outside yesterday. I was at home. Most probably like you, I was probably sleeping. Maybe if you had the courtesy of asking me to join you guys, maybe I would have come to your area. Ficus, Tank Sun, and Stove, Sudan, and our Adrenaline. You guys should have called me. I am a bit salty. Anyways, after this, Sun asks, do I have a mental issue? I do not. I don't know actually. Do I? So yeah, and a lot of you guys and a lot of you are probably also asking what am I doing to the bowl in the video. It's nothing weird. I just have to oil out. I have to oil up the sides of the yeah of a pepper so that the so that so that the cake does not stick to the what do you call it, the bowl. Okay, it's nothing weird. I'm not oiling up for anything weird. Dude, you have no clue. I didn't know what Diddy meant until until like the last few years. I did had no clue what Diddy meant. I recently learned what it actually meant. Um, and really, and one of the most interesting questions I've been asked is, do I know black magic? I don't. You can be rest assured that I do not know black magic. You know who I am. Who asked this, and yeah, unless black magic is something that you do when you turn from sunlight. So yeah, I don't know black magic. Well, like guess I do not have any more questions, but I do want to tell you how annoying this part was. Getting the getting the batter out from the yes from the mixer. The I actually forgot what do you call it. The batter, the beating tool, I guess, the mixing tool, whatever. It was so hard. I saw the recipe and I saw that the brownie recipe is extremely like thick, but I did not expect it to be this thick. And then when I washed both of my hands, and I was just trying to get out as much as I could, and I have no clue why it was this sticky. It took me a long time. So at one point I just gave up and then like turned off the camera and did the rest of it. But it took me so long. Trust me, like it it it, it basically took me the rest of the time. Basically, and the thing is, like, I couldn't even level the whole thing out. I could not like you're supposed to, before you put it in the oven or whatever, you're supposed to level the whole thing out so that it looks good. But there was no way of leveling it out. It was just so sticky that I kept on like it just kept coming back up. It was weird, man. It was really hard, extremely annoying. But yeah, and I guess it's just because I didn't put enough oil or something. Like, yeah, sorry, not oil, enough butter. Like, it could be one or two things. I didn't put enough butter, or I put too much flour and chocolate. It shouldn't be because I did follow the recipe, but whatever. Yeah, it looks so bad. It looks so bad from this. I couldn't scrape out the whole bowl either. I had to like I had to like just get on with what I could. I didn't get all the batter. And after this, I cooked the thing. Since I do not own an oven, I used a normal stove. It was like my mother made the thing for me basically. There is the a pressure cooker type thing, like a big pot. You put a stand on it, and you put the pot that you have the cake in, and then you put the lid on so that it basically cooks itself in what you call it, basically bakes itself on the stove, which is kind of cool. And final thoughts. That's me taking out the cake and cutting it out. Uh, like when I first saw the cake, I was kind of surprised. Like, if like the design doesn't look great, it looks bad, battered, like battle worn. Someone was fighting using it, but it looked decent enough. It looked good enough for me. And when it cut into it, it looked kind of nice, smooth. There are a lot of yeah, like funny skits I wanted to do during this video. Like the starting, since I started, like in the opening, I was supposed to like do the funny thing about my cosplay, the character I am using my helmet for, but I couldn't. And remember the part clip where I was like, "Is in the batter," and I have to put a title over there saying "oopsie" because I actually had to take off my helmet because it was getting so hot. So yeah. It was just sort of hide my face. You see.
আল্লাহ আজকের দিনে বাঁচাই দাও আল্লাহ
Bro, এত
কালকে থেকে 5 ওয়াক্ত নামাজ
অলরেডি পড়াশোনা কেন?
That's good.
Thank you.
Good. It could be better,
তুমি চিনি কম দিছি।
but it is good for the first time.
Thank you.
থামাবেন না ভাই।